brands are partnering with the wrong influencers to be affiliates, because some influencers make awesome content and they're great for UGC and getting content used to paid, and maybe they get a lot of views, but not every influencer is good at driving sales. It's actually a very specific type of influencer that has an audience that is accustomed to buying products from them. And those are the ones that you need to find.
Welcome to the DTC Insider podcast, where online business owners come to find actionable tips and tactics to grow their businesses. Now, here's your host, Brian Roisentul.
Hey, welcome to another episode. I'm Brian Roisentul, your host, and today I'm super excited to chat with Noah Tucker. He's the founder of Social Snowball. Before founding this company, he was on the brand side, navigating the frustrations of building influencer and affiliate marketing programs with the limited tools available at the time. These challenges inspired him to create Social Snowball, a platform that simplifies affiliate marketing for e-commerce brands, enabling them to scale their stores with innovative affiliate strategies. Hey, Noah, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. That was an awesome intro.
Yeah, my pleasure. So why don't we start with the basics, some of the definitions, what's an affiliate first?
An affiliate is really, affiliate can be a lot of different things, but the way I like to define the word affiliate is really like a partnership structure. It's essentially just the concept of paying someone a commission when they drive whatever desired conversion event would be. So for e-commerce, that's usually a purchase. This is a great compensation structure, the affiliate model, because you're only paying someone if they are driving you revenue. So it's essentially risk-free for the brand. But an affiliate, could be an influencer on Instagram. It could be a publisher, media outlet. It could be lots of different things. But the way that, we define the word affiliate is really how are you compensating them for the partnership?
Okay. And the last definition probably for now, it's what's an affiliate program?
It's essentially a group of these partners that are all working with your brand under a similar commission structure. So maybe you have, let's say, 500 Instagram influencers, and they found your program through your social media or through a link in your website, and they applied and you accepted them, and now they're all out there, creating content for you. And every time they drive a purchase, they're getting a commission, whether that's a percentage of the sale or a fixed dollar amount per referral. You have essentially a community of partners that are all working with you under this affiliate compensation structure that we just defined.
Great. Now that's clear. Thank you, by the way. And everyone in the audience knows what an affiliate is and what an affiliate program is. I would love to talk about the evolution of the affiliate marketing, especially in 2025, because we are in 2025 already. So how do you see the role of affiliate marketing evolving as e-commerce continues to grow and innovate, especially with everything going on with, social commerce? We're going to talk in a minute about TikTok Shop, but regardless of that, what do you say about that?
Yeah, the word affiliate, it means so many different things, and it's definitely already evolved. If you were to look like 10 years ago, even 5 years ago compared to now, 10 years ago, if you said the word affiliate to anyone in e-commerce, they would imagine when you say that word would be, like publishers, listicles. So if you were to search on Google something like top Father's Day gifts, and all these different results come up that have like the top 10 Father's Day gifts and top 20 Father's Day gifts, and these are all affiliates, but they're publishers, right? They're like these, these news or PR outlets that are creating long form SEO content, and they're, plugging a bunch of products in there with affiliate links, and they're earning a commission every time someone buys after clicking their link. That's, essentially what an affiliate used to be. And today those are also still affiliates, and there's plenty of PR and publisher affiliates out there. But there's also a new type of affiliate that brands are partnering with. And I call these like the modern affiliate, and under that umbrella would be like creators, ambassadors, social media influencers. And those are also great affiliates. And that's kind of newer, because it's not that creator partnerships and influencers are newer, because those have been around forever, right? But what's new is treating them as affiliates and giving them affiliate links and paying them a commission. That's a newer concept, because historically, when you partnered with an influencer, you really just were paying them a flat fee in exchange for a post or in exchange for filming a certain piece of content. And that was about it. And now when brands are partnering with influencers, they're building out incentive structures and giving them commissions and gamifying a program with the reward tiers and really encouraging their influencers to actually drive revenue and being able to not only incentivize that, but track it and then pay them out for doing so. And so that's kind of the big shift that we've been seeing happen. Looking through, into 2025 and beyond, that trend is only continuing, right? There's TikTok Shop, which obviously there's a lot to unpack there. There's YouTube Shopping now. Both of these platforms are all affiliate. Meta has something similar that they're releasing as well. That's the ability to partner with creators in the affiliate model. So I see that social commerce and conversions happening either on social platforms or more directly embedded into social platforms rather than just like a third-party link is a trend that's definitely going to continue because TikTok Shop proved it can work, and now every other platform is going to do the same.
Right. I was listening to the Awesome Pod, by Roman, Ryan McDonald, and two more. Jimmy Kim and Amer. I don't know the last name. My apologies, Amer. I've been talking to this guy the other day. He's awesome. So basically what Jimmy Kim was saying during one of the episodes is that people are buying without living their experience. So
yeah,
he envisions probably, let's say in the near future, a situation in which you're, for example, watching your favorite TV show on Netflix and you can buy whatever is on the screen, like, I don't know, a t-shirt the actor is using or whatever, without living that experience, right?
Yeah.
You would probably feel old in the near future to go to the website and buy something, like get your phone, go to the website, get the stuff, when you can actually, I don't know how that will work, but buy that, while you're watching TV. So it makes sense what you're saying about, affiliates. Now they are on social media. Now these influencers are now affiliates. And that's because in part, users don't want to live their experience, in this case, using social media at the time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we've already seen happen. Thinking that it could happen on Netflix and Roku or wherever else people are just consuming content or watching ads is very exciting. Yeah, I mean, it's a trend that I'm bullish on. I think at least with social media platforms, we'll definitely see that continue to gain popularity and traction over the next year.
What about the Meta affiliates, sir? Because I saw something the other day. I didn't know it existed, but it exists at least in the UK. I'm not sure about in the US. Do you have any idea on that?
I just saw something recently as well. It's super new, and I don't know enough about it to really give any insights, but it looks like from the outside, at least, that there is some sort of way for creators to tag products in the content they're creating, similar to TikTok Shop. And the shop, and again, I couldn't tell, and maybe by the time this episode airs, it'll be more clear, but it looks like the transaction may be happening on the Instagram platform or may not. Like it wasn't super clear. I think if it's not, then it's nothing super innovative, and
Right.
Meta shops have been around for a while and it's nothing crazy. If the conversion is happening on Instagram, that's a whole big level up to what their previous Meta shops were. And so we'll see. Like, again, I literally just found out about it recently and it's super new. So we'll see if they actually are competing with TikTok Shop with this new product or if it's just like a slight upgrade to what they had historically.
I think we're seeing the trend, right? YouTube Shop, TikTok Shop, and now I think they will go for it. Why not? I mean, Meta, right?
Yeah.
So I think that there's a bright side, whether, TikTok goes away or not, because we are recording this in mid-January and we don't have a clue. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this right now, you in the future, we are not, right? You probably know by
Yeah.
now, we all know. But since the recording, we don't. But
Yeah.
that makes it interesting because what if TikTok gets banned, or what if it doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Social commerce is here to stay. At least that's what I think, right? But
Yes.
what do you think will happen, and what do you think that are the ups and downs if one thing or the other happens for TikTok?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, we are, so at Social Snowball, we're integration partners with TikTok Shop. So you could use Social Snowball to, manage your TikTok Shop affiliates. And we have a bunch of cool features that we add on to TikTok Shop and we integrate with TikTok Shop. But so, on one hand, of course, we don't want TikTok to go away because that's a big part of our business. And we've been investing a lot of engineering time into building out this TikTok Shop integration and all these cool features for TikTok Shop. On the other hand, if TikTok were to go away, every brand is going to not want to lose the relationships with creators that they've had. So they'll have to, use something like Social Snowball to, keep those relationships and have a place where they could still see all their creators and talk to their creators and have their creators, promote traffic to their Shopify store instead of TikTok shop. So there's maybe a way where it getting banned could actually, at least in the short term, bring some business to Social Snowball, which is an interesting thing to think about. So I think regardless though, like what I've really learned from this whole TikTok ban is that it's so important for brands to own the relationships that they have with creators instead of just relying on platforms like TikTok. Because if you build an affiliate program on TikTok Shop and it's just on TikTok Shop and you don't have that program backed up to something like Social Snowball, or you're also, managing the relationships in Social Snowball, it could just go away. And it's kind of crazy because like your email list would never just disappear. Your SMS list would never just disappear. But with TikTok Shop, your creator community can just disappear overnight. So I think that's like the big takeaway from the scare is that, whether you're using Social Snowball or not, make sure that you have some sort of CRM or list of all of your creators and their contact info in case anything like this were to ever happen now or down the road. At least you have, that relationship with them stored somewhere outside of the platform so you could still continue working with them.
Yeah, and also about, for the channel diversification,
Yeah.
We've been talking about in 2024 as well, how important it is to diversify. But I must admit that at the same time, for every brand, at least every brand I speak with, or the ones we work with at the agency, like the number one channel is still Meta, performance-wise, for paid ads, let's say, right? So brands want to diversify, but still it's tough to find another winning channel. TikTok has been shining for many brands as well. Google is not what it used to be, but it's there as well in the top three positions. But yeah, what you said is true. It's like if all you have is a TikTok Shop brand, probably you don't have a brand after all, right? Even if TikTok stays, right? You should probably take this as a warning and say, hey, no, we need to brand out of this platform once and for all.
Exactly. It's the same thing as like, I always use the comparison of like an email list or an SMS list. Like no one can ever take that list from you. It's not like if Klaviyo shut down that you would lose all your contacts. Like you would just export them and then put them somewhere else. And that's the same way it should be with your creator relationships. Like that's a relationship that you need to own. And I think this is the wake-up call that brands needed to really make sure that they are taking those relationships onto something like Social Snowball, rather than just having it fully on TikTok and at risk of getting, deleted at any point.
So for those in the audience who own a brand or work for a brand and don't have an affiliate program, what's the easiest way to start one? And what are the steps to start one? What they need to keep in mind and all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like for brands that are just launching a new program, there's definitely some low-hanging fruit and some easier programs that, don't take as much bandwidth to manage that I would recommend starting with. So one example of that I love to talk about is turning customers into affiliates. So essentially making it super easy for your customers to refer their friends and get rewarded for doing so. So the way that we help brands do it usually is a post-purchase flow. So that starts with a thank you page widget. So essentially after a new customer places an order on your store, by the time they get to the thank you page, Social Snowball will already create them an affiliate account, create them an affiliate link, all that stuff. And then we'll give that information to them natively on the order confirmation screen. So as soon as they finish purchasing, they can already start sharing with friends. And then we'll integrate, with their email flow as well, like through Klaviyo or whatever email tool they're using, so that we could actually send them, the customers their affiliate link after they receive their product and in some of the post-purchase email flows, just to make it super easy for customers to be able to share with friends. And then, you could build out really enticing rewards for customers. So it could be a combination of cash, discounts, gift cards, free products. As customers are referring more friends, they can unlock new rewards and you could have, email flows for all these different rewards and events. So really just making it easy for customers to refer friends is it's just an easy way to get started with an affiliate program because it's kind of set it and forget it. Like you build out the thank you page, you build out the emails, you build out the incentive structure and the tiers, and then it kind of just runs on its own. So that would probably, for a brand just starting out, that would probably be the easiest way to get started.
Okay. And what's the impact that an affiliate program can have on a brand? So let's say these brands start, what can they expect from an affiliate program? I mean, on average, what's a realistic expectation? Like, let's say, probably could be in percentage of revenue, probably could be in...
Yeah, it's a great question. So it depends a lot, but just to give you a better answer than that, if you're just doing a customer affiliate program, like just kind of the structure I explained before, I would expect about 5% of your total revenue to be coming from the customer affiliate program. That would be like a program that's performing pretty well. If you're doing more than that and you have an influencer program where you're doing outreach to influencers and you're seeding them product and you have different flows for influencers and different campaigns for them, then I would expect a lot more, because then you have something where you have a little bit more control, because you could theoretically, instead of reaching out to 100 influencers a day, reach out to 500 influencers a day after you have like a funnel that's effectively bringing new influencers into the program, seeding them product, getting them to post and drive revenue. You could ramp that up and it could go from driving 10% of your revenue to 20% of your revenue, and then eventually 30%. And you could kind of continue to scale it up as it continues to work. So that would kind of be my answer. It is a little nuanced. With the customer program, again, 5% is kind of the ballpark I would aim for. But with influencers, it could be a lot higher, a lot higher.
Right. And how many affiliates do they need to get for it to be, let's say, for it to represent 5% or for it to be a successful affiliate program? If we talk about the average, I don't know, 7, 8, or 9-figure brand, I know all of them are different, right? But let's say, I don't know, 8-figure first or then 8-figure brands, how many affiliates do they have? More or less.
So if it's a customer program, then they're essentially creating an affiliate link for every single customer. And I would say after a good 4 to 6 months of running that program is when they should expect 5% of GMV to come from the program. Now, if you're working with influencers, again, there's no magic answer here, because you could work with one really big influencer that, just by chance, their audience loves your product and it's a perfect fit. And that one influencer is driving huge numbers for you. And also theoretically, you could work with 100 influencers. That audience, is a little bit more iffy about your product and it's not driving a ton of revenue. So I wouldn't say there's a magic number for the amount of creators you need. I would say the brands that are crushing it, they're reaching out to hundreds per week, and they are, every time an influencer is interested in working, they're seeding them product, they're enrolling them in the affiliate program, they're tracking their content, they're paying them out commissions for all the sales they're referring. And of course, Social Snowball helps with all of this, but it's definitely a volume game when you're working with influencers. But again, I've seen it too many times where a brand just has 20 influencers total and 4 of them are just driving a ton of revenue and they found the perfect influencers, and that's awesome. But that's definitely not the most common scenario.
Yeah. And what would you say to those brands listening to these and saying, hey, I tried affiliate marketing in the past and it didn't work? What's the common reason for that to happen?
That's a really good question. So I think there's a lot of things, but the one thing that I brain jumped to first when you asked that question is brands are partnering with the wrong influencers to be affiliates, because some influencers make awesome content and they're great for UGC and getting content used to paid, and maybe they get a lot of views, but not every influencer is good at driving sales. It's actually a very specific type of influencer that has an audience that is accustomed to buying products from them. And those are the ones that you need to find. So the way that I look for these is literally, it's as simple as finding an influencer where if you go on Instagram and you look at their profile and you click through their story highlights on their Instagram profile, are they constantly tagging brands, posting affiliate links, recommending products? If no, or if it's not super obvious, then they probably aren't great at driving sales. If you click through their story highlights and they're tagging brands and linking products and clearly just very active in tagging brands, linking products, they probably are a great affiliate and they probably drive a ton of revenue, and their audience follows them because they want to learn what to buy from them. It's kind of sounds like a crazy concept, but there's a lot of influencers who their audience follows them because they want to learn which skincare products they should try or which, health and wellness products they should try. So you want to find those. You want to find the influencers that are regularly and consistently posting products and tagging brands. Those are always the ones that, even if they don't have the prettiest page or the most aesthetic content or whatever, it doesn't matter because an affiliate's goal is to drive revenue, and these are the ones that do that.
And let's talk about now, those in the audience with an affiliate program, but they want to take it to the next level. What you first covered, the basic stuff, the basic affiliate program, but how can they go to the next level without complicating themselves a lot?
Yeah. So, creator retention is really a huge factor at that level. Like, it's one thing to just reach out to a ton of influencers over email, send them product and get them to post once. And that's definitely the first step. But once you're at that level, the next, code to crack is getting them engaged long-term and making sure that they're continuously talking about your product. So one way that I love to do this is through gamification. So essentially what you're able to do is set milestones for your creators. And when they hit each milestone, they'll unlock new rewards and just make it super clear for them, as soon as they enroll, what those milestones are and which rewards they'll be able to redeem at each milestone. So to give you an example, maybe when a creator refers $500 in revenue, they get a new gift sent automatically. When they hit $2,000 in referred revenue, they get a bump in commission. When they hit $10,000 in referred revenue, they're going to get an even cooler gift and an even higher commission. And you could build as many of these different performance tiers as you need. And as creators are working their way through those tiers, they'll be always chasing the next one. And the thought process there is like, if they just hit a tier and maybe, they got a new gift and they see that they just refer another $5,000 in revenue, which is maybe like 2 more story posts with an affiliate link, that they'll get this really cool gift or they'll get like a huge bonus or a higher commission. It's going to encourage them to just keep pushing and keep posting. And at scale, obviously, that's like really, really meaningful to the program. Like if every influencer just posts once, that's cool, but it's not going to be like a huge channel for you. But with these types of gamification strategies, it really helps keep creators posting over and over and over again.
Yeah, everything's about keeping them engaged, with affiliates or with anything else in life. If you don't keep the other party interested in what you're offering them, probably they will leave. So it's not a one-off, like you have an affiliate and they will be there forever. It's as every other relationship in life, you need to keep nurturing them and keep giving them good reasons to come back, right?
Exactly.
How can brands do that without going crazy? Like, let's talk about for a second, let's talk Social Snowball. How Social Snowball simplifying the way affiliate programs work for brands?
Yeah, our software kind of has the tools you need for everything, right? Everything from, helping you find creators to gifting them product to, building out these incentive structures with commissions and free products and tiers, setting the milestones of when they'll unlock new gifts and setting the gifts and rewards that they'll unlock at the new milestones, tracking all the sales, sending the payments. Everything is basically a tool that we have in Social Snowball. Obviously, depending on the program you're running, you need someone to be in the software managing it. But, the basics of it are all covered there, like all of the automations and the workflows and tools that you need to build out a program like this. That's exactly what our business does.
So basically, instead of having a spreadsheet and going crazy and forgetting about paying them or how much or everything else, you can manage that, any issues and headaches from this platform, right?
Exactly.
Sounds good. Yeah, I actually checked out the platform myself. I have a super hard time pronouncing his name, and I told him, but I'll go for it. It's Mahdi.
Yeah. Mahdi. Yeah.
Yeah, he tells me, the H is not that way. Like, sorry, man, it's the best I get.
No, you're good.
Great guy. She's been showing me around, so it's super simple to use. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So one of the last questions I got for you is about the common mistakes brands make when trying to build an affiliate program, because everything else in life, regardless of the tools, you need to put in, effort. You need to be committed as a company to go for it, right? And some people probably give up too early or don't do the right things. Yeah. So have you seen the common mistakes that brands make in this?
Yeah, oh boy, there's a lot, but the most common ones, I'd say one is offering too low of a commission. Sometimes I think brands hear that you could choose whatever you want to pay to acquire a customer and you could put as low of a commission as you want. And they forget that if a commission is too low, it's not going to motivate affiliates to actually drive any, conversions or create content for you. So the way I like to look at finding the ultimate commission rate, and if you go to socialsnowball.io and then click on resources on the top, we do have a commission calculator that helps you come up with like a perfect commission. But just as a general concept, I like to look at a commission and benchmark it against your paid ads CAC. So whatever you're paying to acquire a customer on Meta, let's say, or let's say not even what you're currently paying, but what your target would be. So let's say your average CAC on Meta is $40, but you want it to be more like 30, then start with $30 as your commission. I think too many brands will start with like $5 or like 5% or something that's just not super exciting. And it just doesn't get affiliates engaged enough. So that would be one issue or one, mistake that I would say brands make. Another is just like email and automated communication really goes a long way with these programs. Like when a new affiliate enrolls in the program or a new customer, is enrolling post-purchase or however they're joining, you want to make sure you're sending them emails explaining how the program works, explaining how the incentive structure works. Are there tiers? Make sure you explain those tiers, maybe showcase some examples of affiliates who have done really well in the past, like some case studies, and highlight what they've done. And even just sending strategic reminders like, we have a sale coming up, maybe we're going to give you a boost in commission. The more communication you're sending to the affiliates in your program, the more engagement you can expect out of them. Obviously, you could overdo it, but within reason, the more that you send to them, the merrier. So that's another mistake I see brands making, is just after an affiliate's in the program, they kind of just stop communicating to them. And that's definitely an easy way to have them lose interest.
Makes a lot of sense. So I really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for coming on the podcast and sharing your knowledge with the audience about affiliates, because many times, here in the podcast, we discuss mainly paid ads, marketing, retention, acquisition, but we don't probably talk much about affiliates. So I thought to might come on the podcast to explain to the audience how they can build one if they don't have that set up, or how they can improve their current program and avoid certain mistakes. So before you go, I wanted to ask you one thing. This is like the gratitude question that I like to call it that way. I don't know why, but do you have any person you can think of right now that you like to give a shout out because, I don't know, they help you in your career, your life, former boss, mentor, anyone that you can think about?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people that have helped in some way. I guess as far as like a mentor, there's this one guy that, I mean, he's definitely not a mentor, but he's someone that helped me a lot in building this company through his podcast. His name is Rob Walling, and his podcast is called Startups for the Rest of Us. And as a first-time software founder, like I had no idea what I was doing when I was starting Social Snowball. Like it was a total disaster and I was just learning a lot. And when I found his podcast, it was really the first resource that made total sense to me. Everything that he was talking about resonated with me, and I learned a lot really quick. And I honestly think it contributed a lot to our success and our growth, especially in those early days. So as far as mentor, like, he's not an official mentor, but his guidance has definitely helped me a considerable amount.
That's amazing. What's the name of her podcast again?
It's called Startups for the Rest of Us.
Oh, Startups. Amazing. I'll check it out, definitely.
Yeah.
So again, it was a pleasure to have you here on the podcast. And before you go, please tell the audience where they can go to learn more about you and some of those stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to chat to me about affiliate stuff or influencer stuff, like I'd love to. So you could hit me up on LinkedIn if you search Noah Tucker. My Twitter is Noah Tuck, which is spelled Noatuck. Or if you want to check out Social Snowball, you can just go to socialsnowball.io, book a meeting with our team, or just try the Shopify app. So yeah, those would be the best ways.
Amazing. If you're listening to this or watching, why not? Unless you are already there, if you go to the DTCinsider.com and click on the episode, you will find all the show notes, including on the podcast he mentioned and his social handles, and of course, Social Snowball link. Thank you, Noah, again for coming to the podcast.
Thank you.
This episode was brought to you by BSR Digital. We help DTC brands grow through paid ads and email marketing campaigns. If you'd like us to help your business grow, head on over to bsrdigital.com and schedule a call with us.